Hi, everyone. Dr. Megan Ford, back with you, Director of the University of Georgia's Love and Money Center. Today, I'm so excited to welcome for a conversation about financial therapy your financial therapist, Erika Wasserman. Erika, welcome. So happy to have you.
I am so happy to be here. I mean, pinch me when I was studying financial therapy that I thought like I'd just get to hang out with Dr. Ford. And you are such a leading authority in financial therapy. And over the years, you and I have built a great friendship along the way. So it's pretty amazing.
I know it has been so fun, and so I'm happy that you are here to talk a little bit more about your own journey to financial therapy and how you got here. So, right, just to kick it off, kind of tell us a bit about how you got to the world of financial therapy.
Yeah, well, first I have to say thank you to you and so many others that created this field that's so needed. And probably like most people, I didn't know it existed. Sorry, but I didn't. And I went to University of Florida. Sorry, I know you Georgia Bulldogs.
Rivals, rivals, friendly rivals.
Yes. And I got a finance degree. I was good at math. And so it was just a pattern for me to end up in finance. And then I ended up in consulting with IBM and living all around the world and working with large companies and then small businesses and entrepreneurs growing businesses. And along the way, I noticed that I was relating differently to money than my peers around me. Specifically, I was about 35 when I had three kids under the age of four and was being told I was getting a divorce. Whoosh,
Mhm.
like rug got ripped out from under me.
Yeah.
And that was 14 years ago, mind you.
Mhm.
And what we were able to negotiate and discuss was long term for our kids.
Mhm.
And as emotional as it was, not denying that it wasn't, we were able to focus on the big things and take a lot of the emotion out
Mhm.
to focus on what was really important. And then when my dad passed away in 2017, similar situations happened where we were able to focus on what was bigger picture for our family, for my mom,
Mhm.
for us as the children versus the emotional piece. And so when I heard the term financial therapy, it was literally like a lightning moment. I could tell you exactly where I was standing. And I was like, wait, this is a thing?
Yeah.
And exactly. And I was like, I need to know everything about it. And that's the path I went down. And I remember hearing, oh, you can get a graduate certificate in financial therapy. So I went to Kansas State and
Mhm.
got a graduate certificate in it. I had no idea what I was going to do with it, but I knew that this is what I needed to do. And I'll back up during my divorce, I found meditation.
Mm.
So again, three kids crawling all over me, babies, a 3-year-old, almost 4-year-old, 2-year-old, and a baby.
Yeah.
And the three questions I ask myself is who are you? What do you want? And what's your purpose? They all took a little bit, right? My purpose was like
Mhm.
helping people take the higher road through tough conversations, through tough life situations. Like that was my purpose in life.
Right.
And so when I heard financial therapy, I was like, that was it. This was my purpose.
Mm.
And later down the line, I heard about Financial Therapy Association. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
that's nice. And then all of a sudden I applied and I was a part of this amazing group. And like I said, small community that everybody really champions one another. So it's helped my business grow. And then I got certified. I'm number 15, I'm proud to say, at
I
roughly
like
a
that
little
you
bit.
know your number.
It was important to me.
Yeah.
Right? Out of a little over 100 now that are certified in the field.
Yeah.
And so I'm so proud of where I am today, but where also the business is going, the field is going.
Yeah. Thank you. What an incredible journey. What a beautiful story with, definitely, I feel like many of us who find ourselves in this space have these personal touches and these personal moments that have really led us to this space. And, you highlighted a couple of things that were really influential for you finding your way here as well. So, oh, thank you for sharing, and I can't wait to continue what we've got for the audience today. But now that you've arrived here, what are some of the ways that you would describe sort of who you are as a financial therapist and what you do?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah, not a softball, sorry.
No, 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 because I feel like it's always evolving. What
Mm,
I thought my practice would be January 2020 was very different to what my practice actually was,
Yeah.
let's say January 2021. So because of my corporate background, my first client was Warner Music. My
Yeah.
second client was Discovery Channel globally. I was rolling out money and emotion workshops around the world during COVID. And so, like, what I thought I would be doing, helping entrepreneurs, single moms, really like one-on-one coaching, has turned completely on its side, which I'm thankful for. And now I do speaking engagements all over the world, both for corporate entities, because we know our relationship with money shows up in work as a leader, as a boss. And then I'm also doing keynote speaking for associations like AFC, FPA, Financial Planning Association, and things like that. So, I'm, like I said, I feel like I have a megaphone shouting about financial therapy all over the place because it just needs to be talked about. And once people hear what I do, I get the puppy dog look. Do you get that? Where
Yeah.
people go, huh? And like the head tilts.
Right. The head tilt is always like, huh.
And then when I explain it, they're like, "Oh, I need that.
Right.
My cousin needs that. My
Mhm.
da-da-da,"
Yep.
And so we know there's a need out there, and
Mm.
I'm glad that I get to be the big old microphone that gets to shout about it.
I think that's so important to know that there are ways to engage in the financial therapy space that go beyond kind of the one-on-one client relationship, that is, evolving all the time, and there are more and more spaces that are opening themselves up to the influence of financial therapists and financial therapy. So I think like highlighting some of the broad range of places where you might find yourself as a financial therapist is really cool to hear about. And that is a great segue to a question about, for those who are new to financial therapy and maybe wanting to explore this professionally for themselves, do you have advice that you would offer to them?
Ooh, I get this question quite often. I'm sure so do you. People curious about the field. And I always say if you have a calling for it, if you feel that it's an interest, lean in.
Mm,
Right? Go get a couple of books, go sign up for a class or a program, because what I've gotten out of it, not only for my business, but for myself, has been really rewarding.
yeah.
Look, there's some places, because it's a relatively new field, 10 years old roughly,
Mm,
right? There's not a lot of internship opportunities or see behind the doors of what a practice looks like. The flip side is we're a very small community.
mhm.
And so when you start talking to people, they're like, come, let me show you. Oh, I have a presentation on that. This is how I handled it.
Yeah.
FPA has coffee chats where, we get in and we have conversations and dialogue that we support one another. So if there is some uncertainty, you have a really big team to lean on within the community.
Yeah. That is it is so true that there's such a warmth within the community, a warmth and an openness in the community of financial therapists that at least I know and that I try and surround myself with, that are just very willing to share not only kind of like how we're discussing today, our personal journeys and how we got to this place, but also some insights into how to, if they really want to plant themselves there, how to take this further, and where they might go as next steps. So really just kind of like opening their homes to those who are curious and sharing insights and knowledge and resources, paying it forward, if you will.
Absolutely. That's exactly how I feel and have been received. And I hope people receive me the same way. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're talking about some things that maybe we have carried from the past into our futures. And I think that's so relevant in the space of financial therapy that many of us who come to this place have, I call it money baggage, right? That like these experiences that we hold on to that are important to look at, examine, work through. Maybe if we're looking to help others with their money stories, improving their financial lives. So when you encounter people, is there sort of like a central or maybe like one helpful or very common money myth that you see people carrying?
Ooh, okay, only one? Uh,
No, there's lots.
I think the money myth is that everybody else is doing it right.
Mm,
Everybody's made a money mistake. Everybody. Warren Buffett, right? I mean, everybody has made a money mistake. And what happens is, what I see with clients all over the world, doesn't matter, right? Most cultures, you don't talk about money. So you've made a money mistake, you don't talk about it. You don't necessarily ask experts about it because you wouldn't even know which experts to ask.
right.
And so you live in shame and we dust it into the corner and it just sits there. Well, what happens when something's in a dark corner? It grows mold, it grows bugs, it grows other things,
Yeah.
and it takes on a life of its own. And so I think the biggest myth is, well, Johnny down the street or Barbara over there, don't know where I came up with those names, but anyways, right? Like they have it right. Look at their cars in their driveway. And
Yeah.
that's such a myth. Most people, not most people, but sometimes what you see on the outside, ooh, we'll play this game. Can we play a game real quick?
Let's play a game.
Define 3 words: rich, wealthy, happiness. How would you define rich?
Rich, for me, I envision like a big pile of money, like limitless resources.
Wealthy?
Wealthy, I equate to maybe something similar, but also wealth more holistically. Like I am wealthy, maybe financially, but I'm also wealthy in other ways. I have the freedom to live my life in a way that's consistent with my values and my whole being.
And happiness.
Happiness. Oh, well, if I had the answer to that, I think I would be maybe much more popular. But happiness, I think is going to be it's going to come down to an individual like interpretation of your values, beliefs, and living according to those. So there's a thread across, and maybe that's the game, that there's a thread across all three, and they're very hard to define.
They are hard to find. The way I define it is rich is what you see on the outside. So we
Hmm.
were just talking about, Johnny down the street and Barbara and the rich cars,
Right, right.
right? The fancy car, the big house, that's rich.
Hmm.
You actually don't know what's happening in their bank account with their credit score or anything like that. It's what
Hmm.
others perceive.
Yep.
Wealth, I agree with you. So wealth is what's happening on the inside.
Yeah.
That's wealth is to me, health, it's family, it's being able to put your head on your pillow because you have money in the bank, right? Wealth is a lot of things combined that happens probably in quiet, that maybe other people don't see all the time. That's you taking your vitamins, going for your walk, like all of that extra stuff that's being put in your
Hmm.
savings account. And happiness is a state of mind. What I see with clients, it's hard to get all three.
Hmm. Yes.
So they might be rich and wealthy, but
Yeah.
not happy.
Hmm.
Then you look at third world countries and you see a lot of wealthy people, right? Their family, they enjoy the sunshine, they enjoy time, cooking meals together, and their happiness is high,
Yeah.
but they're not rich.
Hmm.
And that's why I'm so passionate about this work, is because that's where I get into people's lifestyles to find out what they see as rich, wealthy, and then shifting their mindset to bring happiness.
Yeah. Just kind of getting in there, dissecting it, pulling it apart, putting back together. That's the core of the work that financial therapists often do, and really why they can be so meaningful, and so helpful for folks. I'm curious if you could make maybe like a broad, sweeping change to the field of financial therapy. What would that be?
I think I just did
Yes.
So, as you know, when I've joined the financial therapy movement, and I'm so grateful for researchers like yourself and Christy Archuleta and Dr. McCoy and, and Rick Kaler and all of these great thought leaders and academias that I've had ahead of me. But I'm a practitioner. And so for me, as I'm meeting with clients, I needed something that was repeatable, that I could use every time that I sat down with somebody.
Mhm.
And so in my latest book, Conversations with Your Financial Therapist, Stories and Scripts to Grow Your Mindset, I created a 5-step framework. And so like that's my gift to the financial therapy world is this 5-step framework uses the word money, how apropos, and it takes you through any life situation, like when you go into credit card debt to merging money or talking to aging parents. You can use this 5-step process with yourself, with your client, um, and you're able to use it repeatable and get good at it.
Mhm.
So that's my gift to financial therapy.
I love that. And I love that it's an acronym. Money is an acronym. So great. Love
Yeah, believe me,
acronyms.
I found my text message going back and forth with a friend, brainstorming of like what acronym we could use. And, we're going back
Mhm.
and forth, and all of a sudden we hit on money. We're like, how did we not think of that the first time?
Right. How did we not start there?
Yeah.
Well, amazing. I know that your new book is such a rich resource and is so approachable for folks. There's definitely value in, of course, having academic research and the things that are being published in financial therapy, but it's also so useful to be able to have something that is readable and approachable, and like you said, is can be duplicated and is repeatable for working with clients too. So, if folks want to find out more about you and your work and what you do, what would you recommend they do? Where do they go? How do they find you?
Yeah, absolutely. Website's the best place to find me. Yourfinancialtherapist.com. Instagram, same handle, Your Financial Therapist. For the book, Amazon or Barnes& and Noble or any great place,
Mm-hmm.
Conversations with Your Financial Therapist. It
Great.
takes 7 characters through different life situations, and then it shows you scripts in the back of how it could look like because most of us haven't seen healthy conversations. And
Right.
then I also have Let's Talk Finances conversation cards
Yes.
because clients kept coming to me saying, I couldn't ask that question. Oh, no way. I don't even know to think of that question or I'll be embarrassed. So I
Mhm.
took that out of the equation and I created conversation cards for couples and for people that are going through a divorce. And those are on Amazon.
I know, and those are one of our favorite tools here in the Love and Money Center. We love the cards. And we use those a lot and encourage people to also go and purchase them if they feel like that would be useful for future for their own conversations. But we love it. So many great starters in there. And you're right, it's tough for people to figure out how to start talking about money. And so having some ways to frame that and launch those conversations can be so useful. But I just want to again thank you so much for your time and your work and what you have contributed to the field. You've got many good years ahead of you, so I hope we see more brilliance, and I know we will see more brilliance from you. So thank you so much, Erika Wasserman.
Thank you.